folks! Welcome to TravyJsSpace here on YouTube. And welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk here on YouTube. Where we just talk. We just gobble, 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 gobble. No games. No well, I can't say no distractions. There's always a distraction or two lying about. And that's just because I'm always noticing these distractions. I'm like, squirrel. So, some distractions. But still, no problem. Nothing we can't handle. So, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about... Oh, I think I grabbed the wrong... Is it this one? Wait, no, that's... Oh, I am lost in sticky tabs today. Well, let me tell ya, there are so many tabs here. I'm having nightmares that, you know, they're just gonna... I'm gonna be laying in bed one night and they're all gonna come after me and... and eat me alive. Very possible. These things have minds of their own. Sorry, I am actually going to bring my tea forward. Only because I'm a little parched. I'm parched today. My throat. I have finally quit smoking. Actually, that's one thing I wanted to say. Before I announce the topic and get into it, I finally quit smoking. Finally. It was a very hard process. It was not easy. I had done it before in the past. I've kind of been on and off smoking my entire teenage adult life. I probably smoked when I was, well, pretty dang young, I'll say that. I think I was like 13 when I started. So it had been about 12 years of smoking cigarettes. Ew. As gross. I mean, not really gross. I did love them. I enjoyed them a lot, and I did particularly like the taste and just everything about it. So really, yeah, gross, but knowing what it was doing on the insides and how good I feel now in comparison, but you know, in the overall big picture, big scheme of things, I really did enjoy smoking. I loved smoking. Just everything about smoking was a lot of, not fun. Yeah, I got a kick out of smoking my cigarettes. Oh God, I've got something in my eye now. Is that it? Oh, I hate when that happens. See, it's this hair here? No, I don't like that hair, but what is going on in this eyeball? Okay, I think... How annoying is that? Oh, I think I got it. Not really, but whatever. Silly eyeballs and your silly antics. Yeah, so I quit smoking and it was a bit difficult. Actually, this is kind of on the same topic because the topic for today's episode, we're going to be talking about health updates. So health updates with me because and I don't know, some people might be like, oh, well, that's interesting. Like, what an odd choice of topic, like, you know, random. But it's not really that like, well, it may be random to you because it's just maybe the first thing you've seen me post about my health. At least where the title is just blatantly like health updates, like episode 9, health updates. Which is, yeah, I guess in that perspective, it would be a little odd, peculiar. But if you guys do go back before you watch this video, I did post a video called, titled, An Important Message from TravyJ. That one is kind of, I mean, if you did watch that one, then you know why this is titled Health Updates, and that's the topic for this episode. It would probably make a lot more sense, so you'll have more of an idea what we're getting into. So, and you can brace yourself. You know what I mean? I just feel like the information's there. I just want to announce that so that you can take the opportunity now to be like, pause and open another tab and, you know, take a peek. It's a long one. I think it's about 26 minutes or so, 28 minutes. It was not an easy video to make. I'll say that. That was probably one of the hardest videos I've ever had to record. And it was scripted because there's really no easy way to say what I had to say in that video. And yeah, but you know it's important. It's something you have to share and get out there. So in that situation, it was really important that I wrote a script for it. So it is probably one of the only scripted projects I've ever taken on. And of course, it wasn't for entertainment purpose. It was very personal. But, you know, I've spent most of my life here on YouTube and devoting all of my creativity and my energy and just my mind and everything else into what I've done here for the past 12 years. So, I mean, it kind of just makes sense that when things are changing in my personal life, that maybe, or when they take, at least in my personal life, in regards to significant circumstances, you know, big wide turns around the bend, or sorry, big tight turns around the bend, going at a fast pace, you kind of want a heads up. So, you know, I've never been one to, now I might be contradicting myself here, because I haven't watched old seasons of Let's Talk in a long time, many years, but I know today and in recent years, I haven't exactly been one to share my personal life on YouTube. I know a lot. It's a very popular trend these days. I mean, YouTube is certainly not the same as it was in 2010 when I started, but a lot of people, I guess that's their thing. They just feel the need to share every piece of personal information and events on their YouTube and just let it all out and kind of just really live their lives on a public platform with no sense of privacy or dignity. Did I say that? I mean, that's just me. I don't think that's very dignified. If you have issues and there's some severe problems going on in your life, please reach out to a friend or a loved one, someone in your family, or professional help if you need that. But, you know, using your trauma or using your issues that are unresolved, I might add, and broadcasting them, spewing them out on YouTube with the possibility of having, you know, upwards of 75 to 200,000 people watching, it can cause a whole boatload of other problems. Let me just say that. I mean, the list is endless, but I mean, it's just, you start to create something you weren't intending to create, you know, and then that can build a lot of negative, horrible ego, you know, and narcissistic kind of traits within someone subconsciously that, you know, might actually even, yeah, just cause you more problems, and needing the professional help to revert and relearn, unlearn from what has spewed from. There's a lot of repercussions, basically, I think. From what I've witnessed over the years and experience from watching other YouTubers, the moment that they decided to get personal or turn it into an avenue for them to share their personal problems and start dropping names and like, I don't know, even like just every inch of drama, I've never seen it. It never seems to end well. It goes down this weird, oddly popular path. But again, why do you want to be popular for drama, you know, and scandal and even opinions, you know? Like, I don't know. That's a whole other video though. So yeah, channel update. I guess we are still health updates. I guess we are still talking about health, so that's, you know, mental health, psychological, what YouTube can do when you take your problems and decide to broadcast them instead of fix them properly, one-on-one with someone that, you know, you're close with, that's a good listener, or, you know, like professional help, counseling, stuff like that. I mean, I find when I've ever gone through counseling, there was a lot of things that maybe originally I thought, oh, you know, YouTube, or I don't know, or write it down, or so, and then after counseling, not finding a need to even bring it back up again. I just felt strong and powerful and in a new set of shoes, you know. I shed the old skin and I was taught how to manifest and envelop myself in a new set of skin. So it's really beneficial, and it's really really important that you get actual help, you know, when it comes to your issues. All those hundreds of thousands of people in the comments that are telling you their opinion and then just telling their stories, and it may or may not help, but I mean, it's still not, it's not concrete recovery. That's the word. I was thinking of a word greater than help, you know, and recovery. Yeah, recovery takes a lot more than just some encouraging comments and airing out your dirty laundry online. That's just silly. And again, to me anyways, and that's just my opinion, I think it's totally undignified. These influencers, like, people don't need to be influenced, you know. It just reminds me of high school. It's like all these cliques and all the cliches going on in high school, you know. Those were influencers, you know. And I guess in my experience in high school, I was always just, I went my own way. I did my own thing. I mean, I jumped from clique to clique, and I had friends, a little bit of friends in each kind of group. And I was just a big ball of energy, and I love to, I mean, being an empath, it's like taking bits and pieces of energy and experience something new. It was a lot of fun. It really opened my eyes to so many different perceptions and stuff. So I mean, that was just my high school experience, but it just feels like they've taken that kind of juvenile categorization with the cliques and the cliches and turned them into these platformed, you know, idolized people, influencers. That's a fake job title. I'm sorry. To me, once again, I feel like that whole idea of influencers is just, it's phony, it's lazy, it's redundant, you know. And if you need to be influenced every day in order to keep up with your life, or to have a life, or to have the energy to carry on, or the will, then that's a bad situation, you know. People are people. We're all the same. We're all people. Celebrities, they're human too, right? Influencers are human. We're all human. But when we start to platform in these unhealthy, toxic ways, when we look at the material of which they have the platform, it's like, what the heck? Where am I living? Like, have I stepped into an alternate dimension? Like, I have to shake my head 4 or 5 times a day. That's just me. I know, sidetrack, but God, I can't even go onto Twitter anymore. I read things. I'm like, this is English. I understand the language, but what are these people talking about? And what? I get so frustrated. I don't even know why I signed up for it. I mean, it was for TravyJsSpace, and it's probably beneficial to have more than just Instagram for a sharing platform to let people know there's new episodes, new content, whatever. But man, that place is just a big, toxic, electronic, false, stupid, meta, bizarre kind of community of just anyways. See, I'm already malfunctioning just trying to describe it. Malfunction. Katy Perry Blink. Okay, so we've talked a lot about other health stuff, and we've talked about, you know, well, I've basically, let's be honest, I've just been kind of sharing my point of view when it comes to influencers, and if you have issues and problems, and where you should go, where you shouldn't go. And those are just my opinions too, you know, like I'm not saying this is right and this is wrong. I know what I think is right and wrong. That's why we have, you know, morals and beliefs and certain things, but opinions and feelings and stuff. But, you know, we're all different, and I don't think anyone should feel the need to agree or change their morals or beliefs simply because the majority says, you know, this is fact, or this is right and this is wrong. And I mean, that's for you to decide. I know we live in a culture and society where people in big groups, and again on this stupid platforms like Twitter and or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, kind of push people collectively to all agree with the same thing. Opinions, viewpoints, perceptions, you know, all of it. And I don't know, that just turns me off so badly. Like I want to vomit all over this keyboard. It's very discouraging and nauseating. So yeah, don't listen to the big group, you know. And if you are in high school, I was actually just thinking about, I was talking about cliques and all of that, and how that's gotten so much bigger than high school now. It's like a cultural trend, which is just sickening. Like, where am I? What is this dimension? But if you're in high school, yeah, don't be afraid to go your own way. Don't be afraid to choose your own path. You know, you don't have to follow the leader, and you don't have to prove yourself we ain't done. You don't have to prove yourself in a social way or aspect. You can have your own opinion. You should feel free to express that opinion. And if people judge you for that opinion, then, you know, you don't have to get mad. There doesn't have to be a battle, a war. Bridges don't have to be burned every time two people disagree. And there doesn't have to be tension. You can be the bigger person and just say, well, you know, it's just me, I guess. I mean, I respect your point of view. I guess that's, you know, I can understand where you're coming from, but this is me. This is how I feel. That's okay. And I can only imagine how hard it is to be in high school these days with all of this crap just being thrown at you all the time. And the way that humanity now, or society and culture, expects you to know so much. You know, you're expected to have this vast treasure trove of knowledge that it goes way beyond your country's borders. Like, you need to know everything globally. You need to know this, you need to know. Whereas when I was in high school, there was a little pond, you know. It was important to know our local history and our country's history, math, science, you know, English, art if you wanted, and stuff like that. But outside of that, there really wasn't much else. It was up to you to go and find it. Like, if I was interested in British royal history, so I had to go out of my way to look that stuff up, to find the websites, or to go to the library and find books on the topics within that I was interested in, and learn, you know. And no one was discussing it online. It wasn't like everything had an opinion forum for you to go and, you know, you'd have to dig. You had to work for it. So don't feel overwhelmed. And don't feel like you have to follow anything or believe anything that does not align with you. You know, it's very important to be in tune with your spirit and your soul and your gut instinct, you know, because that's your inner you telling you what you feel, you know. And I find anytime I've gone against that, I've just put myself in a really horrible and downward spiraling position. So yeah, I don't know. I feel very deeply for kids in high school these days, because every single one of them must have a device glued to their hand. No one's actually socializing, you know. I could just imagine like the amount of disconnection in high schools these days, and the amount of just like ignorance and arrogance and selfishness. Just the list goes on. I mean, it's too much. It's too much. I don't know. Okay, but enough of that. I feel a lot, but for that in that group of people that are that age that, you know, are probably struggling, or they go home and then they actually think to themselves. And I don't know if it's still a thing where, you know, when I was a teenager, there was many moments where I had too many thoughts in my head and I'd have to go right to my room, throw my bag on the floor and put in headphones and just lay in bed, you know, and think it through, like go through it all bit by bit until my mind was clear. I don't know if teenagers still do that or if they just jump into bed and then, haha, lol, that's hilarious, I'm dying. Okay, now we're done, because that's just, ugh. I hate this world, I really do. I mean, I don't hate anything, really. I dislike the world. I highly detest it, and I do not connect with it whatsoever. I'm completely detached at this point. The last time I was somewhat attached and felt a sense of familiarity and comfort was maybe like 2017. 2018 was the start, the beginning of the end, and then COVID hit, and that was like a big push into the, okay, disconnect, don't talk to anyone ever again, don't even wave, don't even smile, build your ego up to the size of big old Notre Dame church bells, and start learning narcissism, because each and every one of you are going to take it on. You're going to be afraid of every little thing around you. You're going to be too worried and scared of everything that you're not going to give it a try. Like, I could go on. But yeah, no, I don't care for any of it. And that's why, like, you know, I have a flip phone, and the only social media I use is to promote the channel. And yeah, I've got a radio CD player in my room if I want to listen to music and get ready or write my journal or sketch. I've got my OG Xbox. I don't do live, you know. What else? I got my Discman, CD player, MP3 player, you know, go for walks, feel the groove and get lost in the music for an hour or so. Like, I read every morning, you know, and just, I don't know. It's the only way I can find peace in this world. It's the only way I can be okay with me and not feel like this foreign outside world is just caving in on me, you know? But that's what it's like to be an old soul. You know, to this extent, I mean, it's pretty wild, but I feel like it's all meant to be. And I think that's also why I've been destined, or my fate, or whatever you want to call it, or label it, states that, well, not states, not like it's written somewhere, but just states my fate, basically, or destiny, or whatever you want to call it. I think that's where it starts to correlate with being an old soul and the world around me. Everything kind of adds up. It's like there's 3 different pathways where I'm going, oh, I don't like that, and then this is happening, but then they connect, and it gives you reason, or it gives you idea. This is making sense. And then it comes full circle. You know, I love circles. What goes around comes around. But yeah, so in connection with my own physical life, I feel like it was meant to be this short because of just being an old soul. You know, I've lived many, many, many more lives before this, so, you know, that's great. I've been privileged with lots of lives. I've been here, done that. I mean, the details I couldn't tell you, but I've been around and I've done some things, and, you know, my soul is comfortable in older time periods. You know, when I do my research in history, I think that's why I'm naturally have a gravitational pull towards old history, and not even just, like I was saying, like, British monarchy history and stuff like that, royal British history and that, but even the lifestyles and the times, and then the clothing and the English pronunciation, the actual linguistics, the way they would speak, you know, how kind and how eloquent, and just all throughout hundreds of years of history. If I do research on each century, I find I'm just in complete bliss. My heart just gets warm and I get tingly. I have to close my eyes and just picture it, which is so easy for me. So yeah, you know, being an old soul, it's like I've lived before. I've done it, been here, done that. So that's why I think this life is probably my last life. You know, I don't think I will be coming back. Although I do believe in reincarnation. And anytime I've had to involuntarily kill a spider, I'm like, before I do so, I'm like, you'll come back as a cat owned by a rich person. Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. you know, it's just, I hate having to kill things because they have their own lives and own path. But I don't know, certain spiders, they reach a certain size and that's it, buddy. Yeah. But it makes me feel better knowing, you know, you'll probably come back as a big beautiful peacock, you know, in its wilderness and flaunting your feathers and yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so for me anyways, I don't know, I know I'm an old soul, and I know my life as TravyJ, Travis James Woodbeck was and has never been destined from the beginning, never meant to be long. That's just how it is. And I know that's hard to hear, you know, for certain people, a majority of people, but I don't know, I'm on a different level. It's not like I'm on an upper level, I'm on a different level. I see things differently. My perception, I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not on the inside with everybody else, you know, yay, internet, you know, like, or whatever, Elon Musk, and, you know, Halsey, like, I'm not there. It's just the way it is, you know. You can't share things with people. Are like, oh, I'll just share this with you and I'll send it to your Facebook or your Instagram, or I'll just, and it just sounds so like, no, you can't. I almost want to say no, please don't, you know, don't. I don't care for it, because that's how I feel. I don't care for it. I don't want to see it. No, thank you. You know, people share memes instead of creatively coming up with a good joke. Where did that go? Remember people told jokes? I miss that. I really miss that. Or shared things in their life and told stories. I miss storytelling, especially around a big fire. Like, the most simple, natural things are phasing out, and so am I. They're all expiring, and a lot of these things are just big, crucial parts of my heart and soul that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. So you see where I'm connecting, and all of that's fading away, and I will cease to exist, you know? And I couldn't imagine myself living another 10, 20 years with all of these changes and all of these drastic situations and just the way things are changing. It's scary. It's to me, and it's not normal either to me. It's just not natural. You know, when I was growing up, I was raised as a Christian, and we were always taught in Sunday school and throughout that there will be the end times. And this is kind of a broader thing. I find a lot of religious, because I'm a white witch omniist, so I base myself as a white witch. I'm a Wiccan pagan, and that's in my heart and soul. That goes back hundreds of years for me, and just as a spirituality, as a belief. But the thing is that all of these religions kind of share the same, similar, if not kind of the same ideas when it comes to the end times, you know. And I feel like every religion and spirituality kind of does have their own variation of how they see the end times. At least they all believe in the idea of the end times. And when it comes to Christianity, I remember being taught, yeah, like, you know, Jesus will come back and he will save us all, the ones that believe in him, and the world will just self-destruct in some way, you know. There was the big flood, Noah and the ark, you know, stuff like that in the past, or in the Bible. And yeah, there's many variations of it. There's a lot of different religions and spiritualities that kind of state their own ideas, and that's never left my mind. And, you know, when I started to feel this sense of disconnect happening, something I could not control, I had to just kind of let keep going over time, but just learning how to adapt and how to take it on and say, okay, like I'll find a way to find peace in this for now. I remember my mom even saying, and she's still very religious, still a Christian, and she said to me, you know, Trav, these end times are coming. I can feel it. I could just feel it. And she was getting all of these passages in her daily devotional each morning that were just pointing towards the signs, I guess. She was getting messages, and it kind of it gave me chills, because in my own separate, like, we're very different with our beliefs, but even in my own path and my own journey, I was experiencing the same kind of fears, or not so much fear, because I'm not scared to die, and I don't even believe in death. Death is silly. Nobody dies. None of us are gonna die. You're not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. No, it's pointless. Energy never dies. The end, right? We're energy. Without the energy in this body that, you know, you all have come to know, and some of you love, without that energy, this body would be pointless. It'd be a mannequin up at Sears or the Bay in one of the display windows flaunting a new dress. You know, so I mean, yeah, it just, anyways, I was gonna say that it's interesting how both my mom and I, just spiritually on that wavelength level of energy, were coming to the same conclusion around the same time, and it kind of was a pathway for us to be brought together in a unique way. So yeah, like I said, there's that fear, but I mean, it wasn't really a fear. It was more like a, wow, I knew this day would come, but wow, it's all aligning. So when it comes to me having a short life, it's just one of those chords, I guess, that all kind of came together to wrap around as one thick wire. And one of the aspects, I guess, so with saying all of this, and I've been carrying on quite a while, and not even getting to the punchline, because there are some pretty major health updates that I do need to share with you guys that are recent. I think it just makes it easier for me to spew about some other stuff that's been bothering me that kind of is health related, or spiritual health related anyways, for myself. Soul health related, mental health related, psychological health related, you know, things like that. It does make it a little easier for me to kind of break that down first before I say what I need to say. So if you've made it this far, 32 minutes, kudos. I love you for it. I mean, in this day and age, once again, the attention span of the world is basically irrelevant. And nobody gives people the time of day or consideration, or just, yeah, we're missing a lot of things. A lot of things are becoming extinct that we don't realize we really need to function and survive in this world, humanity as a whole. But anyways, I will finally get into this big piece of information. I was trying to segue into it when I started mentioning me having a short life, and which is kind of already public knowledge. I've made that public knowledge on my own accord with, like I said, that last video message, important message from TravyJ. So that's a fact. My life is to be short and not long. Again, which all makes sense to me. I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it. It all makes sense. And really, it's at the point where I'm like, you know, I get it and I feel it, so much so that it actually gets harder and harder each day to survive and find peace in this world when I just see chaos all around me. Like, the world, it feels like the world is ending, and my voice is so small and puny. There's absolutely no way I could ever put enough effort or energy into waking people up, so to speak, you know, like, guys, look at this, look what's going on around you, this is not okay, what you're doing here, do you not see how this is impacting you and your health? It's like I'm at this point where I'm at a transition where I can't look at it anymore. I can't be involved at all, so that I can find peace, you know, go through my meditation each morning, do my stretches, do my prayers and my blessing rituals, and go and read, or go for walks, or draw, listen to music naturally, like on CD players and stuff like that. and then do my Let's Play with you guys. You know, that's my big thing. But that's the only way I could find peace and have a sense of grounding, have a sense of, you know, you know, everyone's different, but for me, it's like this whole world is just too much. It's too much. I'm in unfamiliar territory, you know. I know there's a rare amount of others that can relate with me, and I want to say to those people, actually, right now, that it's not worth taking your own life. I know it's hard, it's a struggle, it's a lot to handle, it's a lot to process, and it can be very lonely because the people, even though you love them so much and they're so connected to you, are in that, the one thing you're trying to avoid each and every day. So there's such a struggle and balance and control over that balance to just see the love and feel the love and not hear the other stuff that connects back to this toxic world. But it's very important that I say that, you know, it's not worth taking your own life. Life is given and life is taken away, but that is by something bigger than us. It is not up to us. There's a purpose for you and for me. And we have a reason to be here each season. We're here to do something. Maybe it is just to struggle through and still be able to find success and peace and gratitude and to learn new things regardless of the circumstances around us that only we feel. But there's still a reason. There is a worthy fight in this. And you know, as a Wiccan, I don't take any control of my own when it comes to life decisions or altering things around me. You know, that's just, I thought I heard somewhere that actually it was a good statement or a good like punchline that said, you know, witches don't do that. We don't alter, or I mean, yes, there's tons of spells. There's all kinds of things you can do to kind of promote or encourage certain energy, gravitational pull and stuff like that. But when it comes to health, when it comes to my delicate life, that is up to the gods and goddesses. I will not force myself to do things that are man-made or scientific, or just forcefully saying, you know, selfishly, I'm going to take control of this life. That's something I just know. And anytime I've tried to, I've been in a very miserable place. I have felt very numb, robotic, instantly not connected to my faith, my higher power. So that's not an option for a witch like me. But for other people, you know, like I was saying, going back to other old souls out there, I'm talking to you, because we are out there. I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the first kind of one to be in. There's so many others, and I wish we could connect. And I hope if you see this video randomly and you're an old soul, you're like, oh my God, what's your number, or what's your inbox, or whatever? Call me, text me, we can connect. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, taking control of your own life in a very permanent and serious way is not the way to do it. I'm going to reiterate, I know this is hard. It can be difficult. And it's a struggle every single day, but there are ways and methods to tune back into you and to successfully sever that majority and that social norm or whatever it is out there that's causing you the most stress. There is methods and there are procedures, ways every day that you can continue to practice that will sever those ties so you don't have to be involved. You can be in your own bubble. You can walk your own walk, talk your own talk, and feel proud and happy and extremely nourished by it. You know, I think faith's a big part of that, you know, finding what you believe in or who or whatever god or goddess or gods and goddesses out there that you gravitate towards. That certainly does help to give up and give up. Get it? Yeah. Or as Christians say, you know, give it up and give it to God. That's one thing that always helped me through. So it is kind of helpful and important, maybe, to, for me anyways, to have that faith and to have something greater than yourself. But it's not worth taking your life. In the end, it'll be so worth it. You don't even know, you know. It'll be so worth it to meet the people that manifested this life for you, to congratulate you and say, wow, I can't believe you came through. You know, you were thrown so many obstacles, you were thrown so many challenges, you know, it's inevitable because you're an old soul with a short life, but you did it. Within this short period of years, you managed to accomplish so much, and good job, you know? It's worth it. But if you cut that short and you end the battle and you just decide, no, this is it. I want to skip all this and just go to that better place. It's not right. It's not natural. That is an action based off of the inability to find your own peace. You are entitled to your own peace, your own slice of your world. You are entitled to that, and you are entitled to create that the way you see fit, and to have your space and not, I mean, I don't know, for some other old souls, I'm not sure what struggles are so overbearing in their lives that distracts them from living their own or having their own thoughts and stuff. But like I said, for me, it's this association with, over the past few years, over time, gradually, the connection with the outside world and just expiring, so to speak. I always say, I'm like a penguin in South Africa or South America. This is not my environment. It's too hot. I'm sweating every day. I'm irritable, I'm angry, you know, I'm upset, fed up. But because I practice certain things and I have a system in my life, in my personal life, I can get through. I can fight through. Like, look at now, like, I'm sick. I'm very sick. I may not sound sick. I may not look sick. I don't know. I see myself every day, so I guess I wouldn't be able to see the progression and see that in myself. But I just choose not to, because I'm disconnected from the physical. I know I am my soul. I know I am the spirit in here. All of this doesn't matter. You know, I used to think, I feel I am the soul and spirit of a woman. That's always been in me since ever. And I did try to transition twice in my life. But after a while, it just was like, what's the point? What's the purpose? To change all this outer physical, it's all ego, just so other people can see what's on the inside. But if I know what's on the inside, and I love what's in the inside, then that's all that matters. Sure, if I want long hair and I wear feminine clothes, that's enough. I don't need the parts, I don't need implants, I don't need any of that stuff to feel valid. Because I'm not the human possessing the soul, I am the soul possessing the human. So I mean, food for thought, you know, it's like, but the thing is, as I was saying, I'm very sick, and the reason why I have good optimism still, and a sense of positivity each and every day, and a sense of just gratitude and happiness and appreciation, is because I have to work. I have to work for it. That's one reason I have to work for it. You know, like I said, there's certain daily practices I have to do to keep myself there. But it's kind of also interesting, because as the physical deteriorates, my spirit and soul become stronger each day. And that may sound completely bizarre to some folks, and I mean, maybe just new to you, but I can say that for me, each day I feel a sense of rejuvenation inside, you know, because I'm more connected, and I've always focused my meditations, my devotionals, my prayers, everything towards the spirit, the soul. I'm connected there. When I close my eyes go into my mind's eye and go into meditation, do my frequency therapy, what have you. I am my spirit, I'm my soul. This is nothing. It's not even there. I'm drifted away. I am a ball of energy. That's it. And it's always been important I have that spiritual health. Physical health, whatever. It comes, it goes, I don't give a damn. What they decide to be the outcome of it, great. I'll accept it. I'll move on from it. Mental health, psychological health, those are important too. But I know if my spiritual health's okay, I'll be okay. So I mean, it's odd, but yes, I do feel stronger in, to me, the important ways that matter most to me each and every day. I feel like getting stronger. There's a Bible passage I will read to you now that my mother had pulled up. She was doing her daily devotional with the Bible, and it was the day after I shared her the news. I'm going to tell you guys, I know 45 minutes and I'm still the anticipation, but it's important that you listen to the bits I have to share beforehand too. Please, just bear with me. So yes, my mom did her daily devotional the day after I told her the news that I'm going to share with you guys about my health, and it blew me away. I was shocked. I had goosebumps. I was tingly, and she said this brought her peace, because when she does her devotional, it's not like she goes to a specific page or chapter. I'm almost certain she's told me in the past that she just she prays over the Bible with her eyes closed, asks God for a message for the day, and opens it up to a random Bible passage. And this was the one she got. I'll read it to you. It is 2 Corinthians 4, 16, 18. Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Blew my mind. So every day, day by day, what you cannot see is that I am getting better. I'm growing. I am evolving every single day. I'm spiritually going through changes and evolving in different ways and different lessons and struggles. Yes, what you can see is deteriorating and getting worse. But that is not the be-all and all. I am meant to do other things. There is purpose for me here on this earth, sure, but there is greater purpose for me beyond. And I guess for me, I've always felt a comfort in that. It's just been in me, not something I had to work towards or think about. It's a natural instinct to think that when I go and pass on and my energy is released from this body and I return to that other realm, that there will be a sense of like a puzzle piece fitting in the puzzle. You know, my last life, click, puzzle's complete. The soul is complete. It's time to take on bigger tasks, bigger opportunities, bigger jobs, you know, watching over my family or helping with encouraging a certain positive energy in a country that needs it, or, you know, anything on that level. And maybe, I don't know what I'm destined, but I know in my gut and in my soul and my spirit that, yes, that this is, let me pull it up again, I forget, that there is an eternal glory that far outweighs all of the struggles that I've gone through in this short life. And, you know, my mom said, I have peace now. I have peace. I mean, she said, knowing that you're at peace and not scared brings me peace. But she goes, now I'm really okay with this. I'm at peace. My God has told me that you're okay. You will be okay. And each day you actually are okay. But because I, as a mother, see you wasting away, I'm supposed to feel sad. I'm supposed to feel remorseful. I'm supposed to feel resentful or whatever. But that's not the case, you know? The importance is to be placed on the unseen, on the spirit, the soul, the energy within us, but around us. We can lead such happier lives that way. And for me, I guess that's just always been my focus since forever. I've never cared about the materialistic stuff or the way we look or the way that, you know, this, that, and the other. I've always felt that that's not what it's about. This isn't what life's about. Getting that new designer sweater that everybody else has, so you're looked at or whatever. It's all physical. You know, I dress however I want to dress. And of course, being an old soul, I like to dress in older styles, you know, and I'm very specific. My favorite brand is the Jessica brand from the 90s and 2000s and stuff. But if it's like a knockoff jacket from 2022 that's trying to impersonate the 90s, then it's like, forget it. I could see right then, no, that's not it. That ain't it. And again, physical, you know, is kind of irrelevant. But anyways, now I think I've told you guys just about enough to lead you into, finally, the most anticipated part of this video that I thought would be difficult, but now I'm actually feeling a lot more comfortable having explained other kind of jurisdictions and circumstances in my life. The news that was pretty much the whole purpose of this video. It's kind of only... It's basically the only point, sub-point for the title. So, now when I tell you this, I want you to know that, like I've been saying, I'm at peace, I'm okay, I will be okay, I am more than okay, and each day I'm just getting better and better, and stronger in here and in here and inside. And I want you to know that I don't want to be seen differently. I don't want to be looked at in a certain way. I want to still be seen as for who I am and what I am. And you know, I've always been a person that has tried very hard to always communicate who I am in a very detailed manner. I've always felt like that was important for people, to always be heard and understood and, you know, ask questions and stuff. But, oh, and I also want you to understand, or before I say this, to know that this isn't, to me anyways, I think maybe if you know how I feel about it, it may help with your perception on it. Maybe. I don't want to force perception. Naturally, human nature, you'll feel the way you're going to feel about this. It may change over time. It may not. I'll try my best, though, to help ease that. But, please don't feel sad for me. You know? Don't pity me. I really don't like being pitied. I hate, and like I said way earlier in this video, I don't like to use the word hate. I detest this, I dislike that, but I hate being pitied. It's just something that has always... No, I don't like being pitied. And I don't like there to be an opportunity for pity. Yeah, I guess that's all I can say on that. There really isn't any extra attached to that, so please try. And I mean, I know it's hard, it's human nature to feel certain things, to go down certain paths, or to grow and learn, but please don't pity me. I don't want pity. I don't want... there's nothing to feel bad for. In my eyes, anyways, in my heart, my soul, everything else, like I've been saying, there's nothing to feel bad for. There's nothing to feel a sense of tragedy over. There's nothing to feel... And again, I'm saying this from my point of view, from my perception, my spiritual path, from everything I've gone through in life and where I've learned and where I've failed and succeeded, everything else. There's nothing to feel sad for. It's a beautiful thing, I think. At this point, I'm at a point where I think this is very beautiful. And it's I see the opposite, you know, I'm very I'm very against the grain in many departments, but that's one thing I think life is beautiful, and I think death is beautiful too. I don't like the word death. I think, again, death is fake. We never cease to exist, no matter what. Maybe our bodies, sure, but our energy, we live on forever. We all will live forever, and we all do. And those who have passed in my life and in your life, they're still living. They're still out there. Like that passage said, they may be unseen, but they're still there. It's important to focus on the unseen. So, yeah. So now that I've said that, I'm just going to come out with it and share the news and say what needs to be said so that I can finally get that last, I guess, that last fragment of peace, I guess, because I've been making the rounds, calling family members or bringing them to a place in person where I can share the news, which has not been easy. It's been very, very, very difficult, but I've been able to stay strong for these people, and because I've already seen this coming, and I already knew, and I'm in acceptance and peace and this, that, the other, everything under the sun for so very long in this health crisis journey of mine for the past 8-9 years, I've been able, and I've wanted to be the person to be strong for others, and I've kind of been able, I guess, through this experience of having to share this news with people that I love dearly and that love me dearly, to be strong for them. And it does come naturally for me, and it's easy for me, like I said, because I'm at that state of acceptance. But what isn't easy for me, and what is terribly difficult, is to, within that news, involuntarily, you can't help it, spread pain, or share a sense of hurt to the people that you love. I mean, it's you can't win, you can't lose, but it's got to be done. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So that's the one part that I am coming through and processing. And I think watching others process it in time, the news I've had to share, has also helped to rebuild that strength. But it's been very difficult to share in the words. I mean, every time I've told people this story and this news and shared it with them, it's always been different, because it's hard to find the words, and you're probably already guessing from your side of the screen that I'm going through that again right now, and I'm kind of stalling, and I'm carrying on because, like, as much acceptance and love and spiritual connection I have and an understanding everything, it's still hard. It's human nature. We are still humans at the end of the day. No matter how spiritual we are, no matter how connected and grounded and zen we are, we're still human, We're still limited, and it's still hard to say no matter what. But it's time for me to just say it, because it's been 58 minutes, probably the longest episode of Let's Talk for season 10 anyways. But okay, I'm gonna go into it. So, I got a call from my doctor on October 17th, which was a Monday. Earlier that day, I had an MRI done on my brain, just to detect any possible issues or problems that might have been manifesting or progressing, because I have noticed quite a progressive and extensive deterioration of my cognitive functions over the past few months, and motor skills. So that includes, speaking, the ability to speak, the ability to manifest the right words and bring them out here, or to even think properly. That also includes, just other things like certain emotions being disconnected in certain ways, naturally laughing and laughing hard, or triggers to laugh and stuff like that. So a lot of different deterioration that I've noticed in different aspects. My head's just a lot more sensitive. My hearing, loud noises really kind of irritate me now and set me off, and really kind of just give me a headache in the physical sense. So there's just a lot that was checked out that day in the MRI, and they did notice. I did check my interactive website where you can check up on all your blood work updates and tests and stuff like that, and I did see that they concluded that they did validate the cognitive deterioration going on up there. They could see the damage. So there is, and there will continue to be a sense of decline. And you guys will probably notice here on TravyJsSpace when we go through our Nancy Drews, or any of our other series, Spore, Space Colony, even Let's Talk. It will probably become a lot more difficult for me to find the right words and to share that with you, or to even speak, or losing my train of thought. Short-term memory is another big one that I've been experiencing a lot lately. So that's what's hard for me, and I've had months to process it, but it just keeps getting worse. So it's a constant processing and accepting of the changes happening physically, and up here and wherever else. But because I've always been someone who's had a wide vocabulary. I've loved using old words. Again, old soul, old English, all the big words, adjectives, and my grammar. It's always been important to me, and I've always been able to communicate myself with ease. So being stripped of that slowly is very hard, and my attention span as well. I've been able to, I just the other day, I thought to myself, I can't remember the last time I was able to successfully keep the attention of, say, 6 people in one room and keep them all focused and entertained and laughing or thinking, with stories or with jokes. I can't do that anymore, and it's very difficult. It's hard, but it's life. So I had the MRI that morning, yes, and those were the results. But I did a blood work, which is frequent. Used to be every 3 months I'd go in for a blood work and a checkup at my clinic, specialized clinic, for HIV and AIDS and other infectious diseases and such. Yes. So I did get a call, and it was later in the night, so I was a little concerned, because I thought, okay, well, that's odd. And I didn't know it was my doctor. It was just a random number on my flip phone. So I picked up, and when I heard my doctor's voice, I think my heart kind of did drop. As much as I've been okay with this and accepting and everything else, like I've said before multiple times, that's all been spiritual and instinctual and again, the unseen. I think, I feel, but I don't know. I mean, I can say for myself, I did know, and I've always known, and I've been at that level where I just know, and explaining it to others just is a headache, because they're always saying, well, where's the facts? I want to see the proof, but you can't see the proof. It's unseen. It's a me versus me situation. So, but even though I had all that, and I was at that level where my self-awareness and all of that and connection was strong, I was pretty shocked to hear my doctor's voice, because I knew it was coming. So he told me that my CD4 count, which is basically the level, I guess, of your white blood cell count, basically, or the protective barrier, basically like a meter of the protective barrier you have against all kinds of diseases that keeps you healthy, basically. It drops if you have HIV, over time. And then when it drops below 200, it becomes AIDS. So you can kind of compare it to cancer, as it has its stages, stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. AIDS is pretty much like a stage 3.5, 4. Some people would say that a stage 4 of AIDS is more like below 100 CD4 count, where you're really, really fragile and delicate to the environment around you, the air and bacteria and stuff like that. But anyways, he told me that my CD4 had dropped below 200 and that it was I think 163 or 168. And that does basically puts you in the category of having AIDS, basically. So I do have AIDS at this point, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, I don't think there should be any stigma or shame or anything like that in this day and age. I mean, I've been here since '97, but that community and those people and patients and doctors and everything else, they've all come a long way since the beginnings of that, and the very heavy and isolating stigma that grew around that during that time. So, you know, I'm not ashamed to say that. But anyways, yeah, he said that to me and basically explained to me what to watch out for. Just, you know, things to avoid, things I probably should be doing or, you know, could benefit from to keep me healthy in the meantime, and to prevent opportunistic infections. So basically, opportunistic infections are infections that maybe you, if you know you've got a pretty healthy system, wouldn't normally ever get, and it wouldn't be deathly or anything, but for me would probably and possibly put me in the hospital, where I would be gravely ill. So, you know, like a cold could feel like a flu could feel like pneumonia. So it's very, very different for someone like me. It makes it a little more cautious. There are meds for that though, antibiotics, antiphylactics, that help to give you at least more time and a little more of a fighting chance. So for example, I'll put into perspective for you. If I wasn't on the antibiotics, antiphylactics, if I were to say get PCP pneumonia, I'd probably feel heavy symptoms like right off the get-go, and that might last 3 days, but it would get very progressively and very quickly worse in those 3 days. So probably by the end of day 3, start of day 4, hospitalization, because it would be unbearable. With these meds, it stretches that out. So maybe day 1 I have light symptoms and that lasts a week, but then week 2 they're gradually getting a bit worse. So maybe there's things I can do to try to, you know, make it better. Vicks, tea, you know, you name it, hot showers, anything to help combat it or alleviate the pain. But then by say like the end of week 3, I may still need to be hospitalized, but I may be able to get rid of it, type of thing. So it takes those 3 days very quickly where I could just drop like a fly and extend that by 3 weeks. So it's very helpful. And he did prescribe me that, and I'm on them now. So all's well. It's good. However, I did ask, and this is kind of the bigger part of this news. I did ask him, and I've asked him in the past, but of course, you know, how is he to know exactly this information? Because everyone's different. Every HIV/AIDS patient is completely different. It's not cookie cutter. You know, maybe with cancer there is a little more similarity in certain patients and in certain, you know, tumors or forms of cancer or whatever. A little more predictable. AIDS and HIV, not so much. It's very unpredictable, and it's very powerful and strong. So it's just one day to the next. You know, you got to just be grateful and appreciative for every day you have. Every day is a blessing, really. So I see it anyways. I wake up and I'm like, yay! I woke up! Woo! Another day to go live and enjoy this life and to film and to drink my tea. Yeah, but sorry. But anyways, I did have to ask him again. Now that there was more information and things were a little more pinpointed and specific, I asked him about a timeline. I kind of said, you know, how much longer do you think someone like me in my position would specifically have in the long run? And, you know, he was very good with his words. He said it in a way that was kind of like he predicted timeline, because again, it's not specific. It's not, 5 months and 2 weeks. It's whatever. But, he did say, I think it was hard for him to kind of share, but he did say that, and I'm grateful that he did, because it gives me the opportunity to do what I need to do. But he said that in my case, and with my stats and all of that, all the numbers, that for me, in my specific situation and everything else, that I would have anywhere from 6 to 9 months. Now, he did say that there is a possibility that 9 months could extend to 12 months. I could potentially be given another a full year. So that is a miracle. If it does happen, that's a miracle. And again, blessed, grateful, and appreciative just to wake up every day, So I mean, if I get those extra days, then great. That's fabulous. But on that note, though, it is still hard to be hit with the facts, because like I was saying before this, it was all spiritual communication, spiritual, instinctual, and that kind of understanding and acceptance within me, this is gonna happen, or this is what's happened, this is me and this isn't me, and stuff like that. But to connect that, kind of like that correlation I was saying, where it comes full circle, hearing that was really kind of bringing that together and going, okay, so I was right. What I maybe feared were to come, it is coming, and it's inevitable anyways. But yeah, that was the answer. So 6 to 9 months that I have left. And hard to hear, but I think over the week afterwards, 2 weeks after at least, I processed it fairly quickly, because again, I already knew. I mean, back in September, the reason why there was only 3 videos uploaded in September, because I keep a tally each month of how many videos I do each month, but I only made 3 videos because I was busy planning, everything, the aftermath, and so that my family doesn't have a hard time or a struggle preparing for things during their grief, and being forced to go through these motions and do things that I feel like they shouldn't have to endure. I want a celebration of life. I don't want a funeral. I don't want people to sit around and cry and push for that level of depression that's just unbearable. I want people to celebrate my life and to celebrate their relationship in my life and that connection and their own personal connections all throughout. Those are beautiful memories, experiences, and energies to uplift, to bring forth, but that's what I was doing. Even back then, I was late August, early September, I was writing everything down. Guests in the ceremony, food, drinks, music, readings, inheritance, sorting all of that out in different boxes for different people. It just was a gut feeling. It was just, you need to do this now before you can't. So I've been doing that. And now I think with telling everyone, it's easy for me to accept hearing the news from my doctor. But I think the hard part that was shocking to me or impacting on me was the new thought and process of, okay, now I gotta tell everyone else. Yeesh, So I feel like now I'm at that point where I've told family, I've told close friends, as much as I hope I have. I hope I made the full circle there. And if I didn't call you and you feel offended, I'm so sorry. Oh, jeez. Now my mind's gonna go through a list of all the people that I've called or talked to or seen. Yeah, okay, well anyways, I'm gonna get that out before it distracts me, but now it feels like the right moment, the right time to just make it public information and share with TravyJsSpace. You guys have been so great over the years. I mean, some of you have just recently dropped by and stuck around for a while. has supported me and shown just extreme beautiful amounts of loyalty and love, and I'm really appreciative of that. I'm very, very grateful, because this has always been my passion since I was 13, and it's basically my living legacy. You know, all of this will be here long after I'm gone, and it's not going anywhere. I'll live on in some kind of electronical metaverse type of way for the end, till the end of time. You know, and you guys were a part of that when it was new and fresh and live, and I was still here, you know. And I think of that, and it makes me very emotional, you know, because there's such a small handful of you, but I've been always so happy and appreciative and actually grateful for that, so that we could connect one-on-one, that my videos weren't flooded with thousands of comments where I'd get overwhelmed and think, oh, well, I can't talk to any of them now, or pinpoint familiar usernames and connect on other platforms and stuff. I'm very grateful that it stayed small and tight-knit and loving and stuff. Just like the way I was raised. I was raised in a nice small town where everyone knew each other's name, and we all cared for one another and took care of one another and lended a hand when they needed it. And wasn't ever afraid to ask for help or get involved with the community. It was always a group effort, and yeah, it feels that way with YouTube. It's very synonymous. But yeah, you know what? There's still lots more to come. I still don't know. I've been contemplating recently if I will continue TravyJsSpace into 2023. I have a lot of plans, you know, and things to do, and experience, and memories to be made with my family off camera, you know, and with very close and loved friends, you know, and companions. So many people that some people even that I haven't talked to in a long time, that I love and have loved from afar, that I still need to reach out to and make amends with, and just hopefully find peace with and share my love for them with. So there's just a lot of avenues I still need to go down in my personal life, you know, but it is equally important for me to carry on TravyJsSpace, because it's a big part of me. It's a very, very significant part of my heart and everyone involved. So I mean, there's a very strong possibility I'll be making videos right up till the end. I might even leave my body. I know, morbidly joking here. I'm sorry if it's too much for you, but this is just where I'm at. This is just who I am. But I may just leave my body on a recording. We might be playing Spore or The Sims or Space Colony, or filming a Let's Talk discussing, you know, the price of groceries, and I might just woof, right there on the episode, you know, or during a live stream. You'd never know. And if, in fact, there's a part of me that kind of wants to go out that way, doing what I loved. And you know what? Go ahead and post it. I don't care. This is life. This is passion. This is TravyJ doing what he loves for the people that he loves, and just for the passions that he has. Put it out there, you know? So who knows? But I really kind of do. I'll see how I'm feeling when 2023 arrives. But that has been a back burner thought, that maybe I might step away and kind of create a new daily routine that includes all the stuff I was mentioning earlier, meditation and reading and stuff, but a very laid back, very grounded and natural, earthy kind of daily life, without technology, without social media, just me and nature. And that's all White Witch is. I mean, that's my happy place as a White Witch. We worship Earth, Mother Nature, and all she provides, you know. And to get back into that aspect of my faith and spirituality would be a gift. Travel to different places, spend time with you know, like I said, my family members, and creating new weekly events that we could do, and just live it up, do it up, go crazy, you know. I mean, it's hard for someone like me. I'm very simple. I've got a simple mind. I'm very easily impressed. I'm very easily, you know, happy. It doesn't take much for me. It's the little things for me in my entire life. It's just been the little things. You give me a plastic bag as a kid and I'd have the time of my life for like a week and a half with it, you know? So, I mean, it's hard for me to think big and ambitious, and, you know, every time I say it out loud, I just, like, I already feel like, that's a lot, that's too much. And my friends and family are very quick to say, no, don't you dare say that. You will go and do that. And it's just hard for me because my list is very small and very simple. You know, I just want my simple technology. I want my walks. I want my bike rides. I want my lunch or dinner meetups with the people I love. I want my phone calls. I want to hear my loved ones' voices, you know. That's all I want. I want a world without technology. I mean, certain technology, of course, but no social media, none of this crap. I don't need it, and I don't want it, but, yeah. So that is it. It took an hour and 20 minutes, but here we are, and now you know the truth, and the outcome, and the timeline, and what it is that I'm experiencing and going through. Again, not negative. It's a very positive experience for me, and it's very everything to me can be turned into a positive. I don't believe for a second that everything has to be negative, or if it's naturally negative, then it has to stay that way. No. For me, in my life, I've always been able to see the bright side, or to find the positive in it, no matter what. You dig some more if you have to. Just get in there and find it, because you can find it, and you will find it, and you'll be happy you did after all the hard work. And that's been my whole life. So for this, in this situation as well, there's no exception. I'm happy. I am strong. I am determined, and I'm optimistic, and this is my spirit coming full circle. This is all meant to be. All of this is meant to be, down to the finest detail, meant to be. This is not a tragedy. This is not a sob story, or a horrible thing. This is life. This is natural. This is how things work. And for me, I've always been inclined to respect and to find appreciation and gratitude for the natural order of things, and destiny and fate, and whatever you want to call it. Maybe I don't know the whys or the hows or the whats, but in time I do. I just accept it at face value, and then go and do the research I need to do so I can understand the whys and the hows and the whats. It's all I've done all my life, and I will never stop. And like I said, this is no exception. So I'm in a good place. TravyJ is okay. I am happy. I am I'm grateful. I'm very blessed, and I've really got it good. I've really gotten it good. I know I've been through a lot of crap in my life, multiple times over in some situations, but that again all became a part of me. It taught me, it grew me, it forced me to grow up and evolve and do differently and think better and stuff like that. Everything, every lesson, every situation, negative, positive, anything in the middle, it's all good stuff, and it's all brought me some of the greatest memories, experiences, and lessons in my life. I wouldn't trade any of it for anything. You know, there are people that look back and say, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have taught you this, or I wish I would have took you here, or what. Forget it. Not meant to be. But focus on all the great things we have done and we did do, either together or just personally, you know? There's so much to be grateful for and appreciative and positive and optimistic about that just, there is no room for negativity. Not a single moment's thought in this mind of mine, this soul of mine, has any amount of time for negativity or fear or, yeah, any of that, anything related to that, you know? So, I mean, yeah, to reassure you, I am okay. I'm fine. I will be okay. And in fact, each day I'm just getting stronger and stronger. Maybe not physically, that's the opposite. I'm deteriorating. This vessel I use to travel the physical realm is deteriorating. Like a car, you know, your car's breaking down, it's starting to make noises, but you keep driving, and then the muffler falls off and drags along the ground. It happens, but you keep driving because you can't afford it, or you don't want to fix it, maybe you just want a new car, whatever. I mean, this situation, I can't go buy a new body. I can't go in, and I wouldn't anyways. Again, natural order and law of things. I'm a white witch. I stick by the way everything was intended. I don't try to dabble and control my own life or extend my life or go against the way it was written in the stars. That's not me. But yeah, my body's like that car. My muffler's gonna drop soon. I'm gonna start rusting up around the edges. And might hear a little pop, pop every now and then. But the engine's good. My inside, it's great, you know? My gas is clean. I'm good. I'm running well on the inside, you know? So please don't worry. And please try. I mean, I know you're gonna, it's human nature to feel sad or maybe not know what to think, or shock or devastation or sadness, but try not to stay there too long. You know, maybe you hearing my perception and where I'm at might help. I mean, again, I don't know, but yeah, try not to stay there too long. You know, think of good things, good memories. And if we know each other personally, then please do not hesitate to call me. You know, no matter what has happened in our past, or, you know, if you resent me, or there was things that happened that led you to just want to cut me out, or I don't know, whatever. Maybe I have done something wrong to you in the past that you haven't let go of or forgot about. Call me, text me, or find, you know, we might probably have mutual friends. Get out there and just contact me. Let us please talk and discuss this so that we can both let it go, move on, and just find peace with each other and maybe create new memories, carry on into a next chapter. You know, I would really appreciate that, and I think it would just help us both in the long run, in the big scheme of things, because nobody should live life with regrets or resentments or shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know? I mean, the time is now. The time is here and now. I'm still here, and I'm just open, and inviting to any possibility or any conversation or questions or whatever. I'm an open book. Heart's on my sleeve, you know? And my shoulder hurts. And yeah, so I mean, if you're out there and you feel like you can't talk to me, or you feel like there's something that's holding you back from communicating with me, don't. Let that go. I'm not that person. I don't hold anything against anyone. I move on from things like this, you know? Like, again, with the new day, waking up, blessed, grateful, oh, I got to open my eyes. That's the same thing with any situation that's happened to me in the past. I let it go. I move on. And again, with perception, I look at that person who may have done me wrong, or I have done wrong, or there was an argument or whatever, and I see it as a positive way. I switch it just like that. Okay, you know, I'm not so mad anymore. She is a great She's a great listener. Or, you know, he is really thoughtful when it comes to listening to what people like and preferences. I move on. And I don't hold any negativity about them. I just try to see the best, you know? And yeah, some people might say you're too nice a person, and I've heard it before, and it bothers me, and I don't believe there is too nice of a person. Sure, you should have your boundaries and say no when you feel like you need to say no and things like that, you know, don't be a pushover, but don't be afraid to be nice and get out there and spread it and spread your joy and happiness. You know, it's hard in this world today, like I said, even for me, like being an empath, it's very difficult in this day and age. And as I expire, I'm like understanding that that's all meant to be. You know, I can't fulfill my purpose as an empath in this new world with all the new norms that are revolved around negativity and just isolation and arrogance and things of that nature. So it would take a lot more empaths. I'd have to create a group, get all of us empaths together to really cultivate that brand new wavelength full of all that positive energy we're volunteering and donating to. That would be incredible. What a good feeling that'd be. But I'm losing that energy, you know, just from being sick, so it's hard to even keep some of that for myself. So I'm doing my best. And I do miss being able to spread that energy and help people be happy and help them see the bright side, and I used to love that. But again, just something else I have to accept and move on from. The time is over for that. I did what I could in the time I was healthy and could distribute my energy and help others, go out of my way, but now I just need to focus on me and help myself and do what I can to keep what little energy I have each day and not overwork myself. But as you can see, I'm pretty backed up here with work. So I'm, you know, really trying to get all this done by the end of 2022 so that I can come to a conclusion and a decision whether or not I will continue TravyJsSpace. And listen, I don't want people to worry about that either. I'm already kind of leaning towards just carrying on because I kind of just want to keep going. I mean, it's my passion. It's been my living legacy. It's been my purpose in life, and it's just everything that I love to do. And maybe it'll just be the Nancy Drew series because, you know, we're only on mystery 8 right now, and that means there's 25 more mysteries to get through. So maybe it'll just be focused on Nancy Drew so we can get through all that. I don't know, but I just can't see myself stopping ever. So it may come a time where I'm on here filming with you guys and I forget things, or I cut myself off, or I can't remember, or I start talking very simply all of a sudden, or, you know, a lot of things could potentially and very possibly transpire over time. But please just bear with me. And yeah, it just really helps always to have your support, and there's just something different about that support and loyalty and love from YouTube fans, you know. And again, like, I mean different as in, like, there's where your friends and your family support and love you, you know, they're kind of expected to, you know, and it's still the same kind, it's a different variation of that kind of love that they support and encourage you in that. But when it comes from a fan on YouTube, it's a completely different experience. It's the kind of the same energy level, but a whole different style, and it gets me very emotional because you go out of your way every day to come and watch, whether it's premiere night or it was a few days old. You always go out of your way to show your love, you know, leave a comment, leave a like, and if maybe a few comments, you're always there, you know, and you show that support and love by showing up. I think that's where the difference comes in, you know. When I read your comments, I burst into happiness, and I get so happy that someone's appreciating it somewhere. And yeah, I get texts from people saying, you know, I love love watching your episodes, and I love watching your shows. Like, we're hanging out together, and that really does melt my heart too. It's like, that's what I wanted. That's what I always wanted. That was the goal. Just to create a space where you can feel like you're in the room with me. We're joking together. We're experiencing it all together. We're sharing a space and doing something fun while doing that, you know? So the feedback, though, it really hits home, and you guys are you're incredible. You're incredible. And I love y'all so much. I mean, I may not know a lot of y'all personally, but I already know you guys are just great human beings, and take the time out of your day all the time to focus on others and to just be very thoughtful. So I appreciate people like that, and I respect people like that huge. So to me, it's beautiful, and I love it. And also, I think it's just meant to be. Again, it's just an energetic gravitational pull between you and I. We were meant to come together. And that's why that maybe our pool is so small over at TravyJsSpace, but again, I like it that way. I love our small little pool of, meant to be people pulled in, and our little community. That's what I love. That's what I love. Because there may come a time, and see, I always thought this myself. Okay, and this is the last point, because we're at an hour and a half here, but this was something I always kind of pictured or imagined, is that 100 years from now, they'll start making a television streaming show called, the first few YouTube channels, or every episode that goes through, say, like 5 historic YouTube channels. And I feel like TravyJsSpace will have a place in popular media or culture or something many moons from now, like 100 years, 120 years, 150 years maybe. And I just think that's so groovy. I think that would be so cool if that was just meant to be that generation, many generations from now, would be the generation to be like, oh, I love this, just blow up. They probably try to make some hologram out of me or something, or who knows what'll be possible then, but that's what I've always thought in my head. And I'd always laugh about it and just imagine all these funny scenarios, but who knows? Who knows? And I'm just grateful that in the now, in this today, and only today, and then only tomorrow, and then only, but for today, it's here, and I'm here, and we're here, and yeah, it's small. We're a little community. We could all fit in my apartment. I'm sure. I'm sure, with enough personal space, and some good music. That's how small it is. That's how much I love it. I love it. I really do. So thank you guys very much for taking an hour and 40 minutes out of your day to listen to what is actually basically another very important message from TravyJ. Yeah, I feel a lot better actually just kind of getting this out and recording this and sharing with you all the truth. The entire public, it's no longer on my chest, on my heart. It's out there, and that's it. I have nothing to hide anymore in my life. I have nothing to hide. Wow. Nothing to hide and nothing to fear, and yeah. Got nothing to lose. Really. Yeah, wow. Never really had thought about that internally before. Feels pretty good. This feels like a pinnacle moment here, kind of a transferring into something new. So who knows what will happen next? But I just hope y'all are still around for what happens next, and we still got lots to do here. So stick around and stay tuned. We got lots more Let's Talk. We got so much more to talk about. Let's Play. We got lots more games to play together. Let's Play live on Twitch. We have so many streams to get through, all of us. So yeah, stick around. There's a lot more fun to be had. There'll be a lot more covers as well. I'd like to sing more for YouTube. And a few more projects when it comes to Nancy Drew short films, jump scare compilations. Yeah, a few new series. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Try to keep my workload slim, but I'm too ambitious. My mind won't let me, so hence the sticky note brigade here coming to attack me and my brain. So yeah, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you all, each and every one. I'm very, very grateful, like I said, for you guys. And yeah, that is my truth in its full entirety. And you know, I encourage questions, I encourage comments, I encourage anything that you feel needs to be said, you know. And I'm very open-minded and non-judgmental, open-hearted. I will hear you. I will respond. We will talk. Like, let's talk. We will talk. And again, you know, if you do have any suggestions for a topic for a future video, I always encourage you guys to drop it below in the comments section, and chances are it will become a topic for another episode, because I can only think of so many topics in case something happens that catches my eye out in the big world. So yeah, please feel free and feel encouraged to do so. It's very openly and happily accepted. So all right, God, I hate goodbyes. I am the biggest staller known to man. Okay, well, this is it then. Love you guys very, very much, and stay tuned. The best is yet to come. All right, toodles for now. Ta-ta. Ciao. Till next time. Howdy, folks. Did you like that video? Well, then why don't you go ahead and give that thumbs up a smackaroo. Don't want to miss out on the next episode? Give the subscribe button some love, and make sure to turn your notifications on. That way I can give you a bell ring, let you know dinner is served. Still need more to chew on? Take a bite of my new YouTube Instagram account at TravyJsSpace to keep up to date with the channel's inner workings and news of upcoming projects and episodes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.